kaleidoscope spinning in my chest. This canvas bleeds, but it's my best. Ideas collide, a thunderous roar. They crack the ground and break the floor. Creativity is my superpower. Turning dust to gold in the final hour. I build a world with a single thought. No cage, just dreams. It's all I've got. I paint the sky with a whisper loud. A brushstroke cuts through every cloud. My thoughts run wild, no change, no bounds. Electric colors in a concrete town. I'm the architect of my own spark, a firework igniting in the dark. Creativity is my superpower. Turning dust to gold in the final hour. I build a world with a single thought. No cage, just dreams. It's all I've got. I bend the rules like a melody bends. Snap a rhyme, make the broken man. A kaleidoscope spinning in my chest. This canvas bleeds, but it's my best. Ideas collide, a thunderous roar. They crack the ground and break the floor. Creativity is my superpower. Turning dust to gold in the final hour. I build a world with a single thought. No cage, just dreams. It's all I've got. I paint the sky with a whisper loud. A brushstroke.
What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Let me know if y'all can hear me. You see if I can see the chat here. I know there's a little delay too on YouTube. It's like a 15-second delay. Awesome, awesome. Well, welcome to another Innate Academy free class where I hope that you learned something and I hope that I bring that value, but we don't have to do much hoping because we already know what we came to do here. So tonight, I'm actually going to be doing a few things. I'm going to be designing a theme for a party. It'll be pretty much starting off as a t-shirt design, then I'll design other products to go with that. Right now, you all get the privilege of seeing me kind of clean up this cake topper template. If y'all want to watch me work, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of talk through some of the stuff that I'm doing here, so that hopefully this ends up being a resource that you will have that will create over and over and over and over again. So I explained in class, we did class this Wednesday, and we had a really quick way to flip this out. However, what I'm doing right now is I'm going in and I'm making a version of it that will be able to be cuttable, as well as a preview of what the design looks like. So if you all are ready, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Yes, please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. I love to give free value, y'all. I don't just get on here and just put around. We get here and we work, and I love to show you all that. But in order for me to keep showing up, I got to make sure that you all are here. And if you are here, then make sure that you type the word Friday underneath the latest Facebook post. And let me see if I can find that little banner. Hold on just a moment, y'all. Here it is. Okay. And if you comment the word Friday under the Facebook, if you have Instagram, you could do it under the Instagram latest post too. It's the same on Instagram and Facebook. It's Innate Academy with the number 1 at the end. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work. Sometimes y'all just want to see the work, right? So what I'm doing right now is I am building out this template. And what I'm doing is I'm setting up a style here so that every component that I do, because a lot of times when you all are doing these cake tops, and I say you all because I haven't done one yet, but I know the components of them. I know what they look like. And I know how much time it takes to construct them. So can you all give me an idea in the chat if you've ever done a cake topper, especially if you've done any cake topper, give me a 1. If you've done a multi-layer cake topper, give me a 2 in the chat. If you want to learn how to do it and you've never done it before, give me a 3 in the chat. You see if I can see y'all's comments. Make it a little bit longer so I can see better. There we go. Okay, so we got some newbies in the house. Great, because this is going to save you a lot of time and energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much show you this process here that I'm making. I'm actually breaking down my whole process and showing you what I do to create some, pretty complex templates so that when you go into it, it is a super simple template. So what I'm doing here, I'm doing accent number 4. I think I still have to do photo 1. So I did some of them already. I'm going to do some of them in front of you. So photo 1, I'm going to go ahead and create a set. So I'm going to duplicate that group. And if this doesn't make sense to you, it's okay, because my whole point was to make this a template for you all. But also some of my advanced users, I'm showing you how to design just like me. So this is my photo 1 set. And then what I'm going to do is drop my photo 1 in there. And what I want to do for each image that I have, I want to add this kind of layer look to it. Now you can go in later and you can change the thickness of the layers, the colors of the layers, and all of that. What I'm doing is I'm making it simple by only doing 3 layers and pretty much doing the same 3 colors: the printed image, then the orange color, and then the white color. And what I can do to this, and I'll show you in just a bit, I can also do the white outline around each of them to make it look like it has a 4th color. Okay, I'll show you that. Matter of fact, let's do that with this next one. So I'm going to duplicate this 2 more times because we're going to have 3 copies of this thing. And then I'm going to change this to, this is my photo 1 set. And I like to name my layers. So now I'm going to layer this, or name this, label this. Photo 1 layer 2, and then photo 1 layer 3. All right, and then inside of these, I'm going to go ahead and link all 3 of these because I want wherever one goes, I want the other 2 to go. So as far as moving them around, they can be on different layers, but they're always going to be connected in terms of the placement. So if I move one, it will move the other. All right, and then what I'll do, I'm going to copy the layer style from my previous image and paste that layer style. And you'll see that it's going to start adding that outline around my young boy here. Let me copy the layer style here, paste it here, because now I'm just creating a little system to what I'm working with. All right, so that's done. I can get rid of that planet. This is looking good. Now, like I said, if I want to add an outline here, I can do a stroke. And I want to do, instead of an inside stroke, I'm going to do an outside stroke. And instead of black, I'm going to do white. Boom, just like that. And then I can make the stroke a little bit smaller. Say go with the 10 there, and I can say okay to that. Now I can copy that layer style, and then anywhere that I have my initial text. So this Aaron, you will get the reference. Look up Aaron. It's a skit. But on this, that's how I spell it in my head, just so y'all know. This already has a white outline, so I'm going to leave that alone. Photo 1 doesn't have a white outline. Now, sometimes your images will not look good with the white outline, so you'll just need to look at that accordingly. So that one looks good with the white. Let's try accent 3. I think it already has a white, but it'll pop with a little bit more white. So let me, yeah, I think it pops with a little more white. I like that. And I'm only adding that white to the top version of it, because as you can see, there's a 6, the digital printed 6, and then there will be 6 of the orange cardstock, and then 6 of the blue cardstock, or 1 of the blue cardstock, the number 6. And then let's paste that on the helmet. Yeah, that white outline is definitely helping this pop, and it gives us another faux layer look. So we are only really cutting out 3 of each of these, and I'll show you how you can make this look like it is a multi-layer, but just do it one single layer, then contour cut that one single layer, and it still looks really good. So whether you are advanced or whether you don't want to, some of y'all don't want to be advanced. Y'all just want to do single layer prints, and a lot of people do that. All right, so I have all my outlines around those. Cool, cool. Let me see what I want to do now. I want to add a little dimension to my circle here. This is looking good, y'all. I must say so myself. What do y'all think? Is this something that you all would want to be able to replicate? I'm going to close these up now. See what we're working with. And then the real magic is going to happen when I show y'all how we flip this thing. That's where the real magic is going to happen. All right, so this is my text 1. All right, so now I'm going to call this one my text 1 set. And then for my text 1 set, what I'm going to do, open it up so I can see what I'm working with. Now my text 1, I have an arch and I have a straight, and you can change that arch. You can make it, I showed you all in class how we made it wavy. And if you're wondering what class, we have a Wednesday Photoshop class every single week where I teach you from a template So it's easy for you to learn the high level principles of Photoshop, but get a project done with me in class. So my whole goal is no creative left behind. You get something done in class, you accomplish a full template flip in class, but you're learning concepts like cutting out the background, adding drop shadows, adding strokes, dealing with blend layers, fading images into other images. We do a lot, y'all, and I always make it beginner friendly. I don't care if it's your first time touching Photoshop. I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby. That's what we do. Okay. Yes, this is in Photoshop. Oh, and before y'all feel like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna come back. I don't want y'all to miss anything. Let me show you a few things that I plan on showing y'all tonight. If y'all want to stick around, I tell you what. Instead of me telling you what I'm going to show you, I'm going to let you tell me what you want to see. Okay. Do you all want me to show you? Of course, I'm showing you how to design this cake topper right here, right? I'm showing you how to design this cake topper. But would you like for me to show you how to also make an automatic AI mock-up with a matching cake in like less than 30 seconds? If that's something that you want to see, put 30 in the chat. Let me see if y'all want to learn how to do a mock-up in 30 seconds. I'll wait. I know there's a little delay. So if that's what y'all want to see, because what I need to know is what y'all want to see. Larry, I'm streaming on something called StreamYard. So it should be going to Facebook and YouTube. Okay, I see some 30s rolling in. A couple of 30s rolling in. Okay, I see you. I see you. All right. So, and I think that's a cool tip, because if I just show this image, yes, people who are looking for cake toppers may understand that. But when I show this image, especially when I show it next to the other image, it gives it some context, and it gives it an experience. It gives it feeling now. It's not just a design. It gives it a whole feeling. And y'all, I didn't even tell it how to design this cake. This is how wonderful this process is going to be. So if I don't see some more 30s, I don't know if I should show you this tonight. Hey, my love. Hey, Tanisha. Okay, y'all want to see it. Okay, so I have to make a little list, because if I don't make a list, then I'll be like, dang, I had this to go over. Okay, so on my list, I have that you all want to see how to do the AI cake mock-up. Cool. All right, so in addition to showing you this flip tonight, I'll do that too. Now, what about, there's something else that I wanted to show you all. You could tell me if you want to see it or not. We just did AI 93. Let me preview it for you so I can show you.
Suit up tight, helmet on. Blast off, countdown one by one. Rockets roaring, planet spinning. This is where the fun begins. Houston, I'm 6, I'm flying high, touching stars in the galaxy sky. Zoom, 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 it's my time.
Anyways, I'm over here jamming because I know this song, because I made this song and this book. I made the book in about 3 minutes. I made the song in about 2 minutes. So in about 5 minutes, I have a custom birthday song and a custom birthday book. If you think you might want to learn how to do that tonight, put book in the chat. Put book in the chat, and then I'll show you how to do the book. Put song in the chat, and I'll show you how to make the custom song. Okay? And if y'all asking for all of this, I want you, number one, to make sure that you're here while I'm showing you how to do it. And number two, go ahead and invite somebody else to come on in. Invite somebody else to learn tonight too, because this is like our club, y'all. This is a club innate. Club innate late. All right, so book and song. Okay. Now, I'll also go over, while we're designing and while we're doing this, some ways you can monetize this, sell it, make sure that it's making you money. Just because you're learning something and you're having fun with it doesn't mean it's always something that's going to sell. My position is to let you have fun with this stuff, but make sure that everything that we have fun with also is attached to fun. So we can have funds and fun. Does that make sense? That's how I like to do it. All right, so I see book, mostly book, some people song. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do, let's see, one more here. All right, so this one is, I'll show this one.
Defying gravity, she's breaking free.
Okay, so that was Angela, and this is her Defying Gravity design. So would you like to see how to design this? And if so, I want you to put 9 in the chat. Put 9 in the chat. Now, when I say design this, everything that you see here is our clip art that we designed in AI. Then we pulled it over into Photoshop and created a composite design, right? So this design could be used for a t-shirt. It can be used for banners, backdrops, invitations, animated invitations, even that. Okay. And let's see, what else do I have here? Hold on. I have something else for you. Oh, this one. I already showed y'all this last week, where I showed you how to take these elements, design them, mock them up on a product, and then make a video of the product. So I don't know if we'll be able to get to that tonight, but if that's something that you would like to see, and let me just show you what that looks like. You know, I'm gonna save that one. I'm gonna save that one because I don't think we're even gonna get to it. I know it looks interesting. I'm sure it's interesting. Let's see how far we get tonight because we've already requested 4 of the 4 things that I have offered. All right, so we got all of that. So let's go ahead and get through this cake topper first. And then what I'll do is I will show you how I take the design from the t-shirt design. I'm going to go ahead and design Angela in the t-shirt design, and then I'll show you how I bring that over and flip it into a cake topper design. So we'll do that. So we're going to do 9-year Angela. We're going to flip it into a cake topper. I'm going to flip Angela into a book. And then we'll do Angela into a song. So that's 4 projects we're going to do tonight. Are y'all going to stick around for this? Are y'all going to invite some more people? Because it's a long class and we're going to do all of this. So I want to make sure that if we're spending all this time that we're having high impact, we're sharing this with people to come on in. So make sure that you tell people to join on YouTube, join on Facebook, just come on in. All right, so let's see, do I have this pretty much complete? I'm going to go ahead and do my circle here, same way. And I want to make sure that I link this circle and this circle. I'm going to link them so that they always stay in the same location. And then I was changing out text number 2, or no, I was doing text number 1. All right, so for text number 1, I'm not going to copy that layer style. I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm going to do the arch. And I'm going to duplicate this 3 times. I'm going to duplicate the straight one and the arch one 3 times. Now, once I do this work, y'all, I don't have to do this work again. But I like to show you all the template process because sometimes showing you how hard I work to do something and showing you how to do it from scratch lets you appreciate how simple a lot of these templates are because the work is baked in, right? That's the whole point. I don't mind doing the work. I actually really love doing this for you all. I never did templates for myself. I used to always design from scratch, and it would always take me about 3 to 5 hours on a design. I kid you not. But I also design like this. So you can imagine that taking 3 to 5 hours to set up a project is pretty normal, especially when you're doing multiple products too. Now, Fast forward, and I have an academy and I'm teaching people how to design. Now, if it takes me 3 to 4 hours to design something, imagine how long it took me to teach you all to design. I had one class where it was 10 hours long. Y'all stuck with me every hour of the hour. However, I felt like I could design this thing and I could organize it in a way and I could fashion it in such a way that it is a true template. It's not like a template as in a suggestion of where to put things. It's a template as in you click on a few things, you change the colors, change the text, change the images, and they will automatically propagate everywhere that those things are. So I chose to do an engineering approach, an optimized engineering approach to design so that it merges the form and the function. So if you're wondering where my doctor and Dr. Shanon comes from, yes, I went to school. I went to UCF for my PhD in engineering. I have a master's degree in engineering. I have a master's degree in textiles product development. I have a bachelor's degree in textiles product development. And I started in fashion design. No, I started in journalism, went to fashion design, went to textiles product development, and then ended up in engineering. So I am full circle. Plus, I've been an entrepreneur since I was a baby. I have literally been creating and selling my entire knowledgeable life. Okay. So full circle, this is what I do to my core. And what helps me do it even better is helping you all. So when I see that something helps you, that's why I ask you all to give me feedback. What helps you? Is this something helpful? Is this something you want to learn? Because if it's something y'all don't want to learn, I'm not going to create it. Because for me, I get more joy out of helping you have success than I do out of even creating my own success, if that makes sense. I'm a servant leader. I love to lead by serving. But the only way I can do that is y'all let me know, is it serving? Is it serving? Is it leading? Okay. All right. So as I'm working through some of this, I will be asking for your feedback. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take these, leave one straight, one arch out there. Boom. Drag this one in here. Take a straight and an arch here and drag it there. Copy the layer style here. I tell y'all, once I have a little system, I'm gone. I don't even know if y'all know what I'm doing at this point, but I'm creating this for you all so that you don't have to do all of these steps. Copy that layer style, paste it here. Now, some of my advanced folks like Coach Nancy, you know exactly what I'm doing right now because you've been in my academy and you have been learning all of these nice little fancy steps. Okay, so just like I said, for instance, let's say for this one, I don't want the text to be or the outline to be as thick. I can come over here to FX and I can go to this stroke and I can make the stroke smaller. All right, so I could do that. I'm going to leave it where it was so everything is just consistent. And then if I want a little bit more white around this, I can do that. I believe I had this set on for my photo set. I'm going to copy that layer style. And I am going to add a little bit more white around my text. See if I like that. I think. Oh, I put it on the wrong layer. I need to put it on the top layer, Shanon. There we go. Yeah, I think I like it with a little more white. So I'm going to do the same thing to my text too here. Awesome, awesome. So now all of my pieces pop, including my photo. And then last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing to my ring around here. Why not? Now, me personally, I'm not a paper crafting person. To me, it's not just something I enjoy. However, to many of you all, I know that you do enjoy this. So this is going to be my circle set. So I will show you both of those ways. Now for this one, I'm going to take my ellipse here and I'm going to recolor it. All right, and this is my circle. I'm going to take this one. Let's recolor it. With orange, and also I'll click and drag, and I'm going to recolor that one with the blue. Let's copy that layer style and paste it. Copy that layer style and paste it. And the only thing that's in that layer style is just an outline right now. All right, have that built up, and then take another one out here. And I am going to make this color all the way here to here. And what I'm doing is I'm setting up my smart colors. You'll see why I'm doing all this in just a moment. You'll see why I am unapologetically an inventor of a lot of these things that y'all see. For instance, smart colors. Smart colors did not exist. That term did not exist until Innate Academy. So if you ever hear anybody talking about smart colors, they probably learned that from Innate Academy. All right, so I have my color 1, color 2 here. Let me make sure that both of them are aligned in the center. All right, got that color on. Let me turn this off for a moment. And then what color? Pull this out to the top. Delete that. All right, and now my circle set is going to go to the bottom. You see, I'm just organizing all this stuff. Oh, these little sets look so pretty when you label them. Okay, and then for my circle set, I think I'm going to do white. So I'm going to do a solid color here. Choose white. And then let's create a clipping mask. Turn that on. All right. And then what you could do with these, you can also turn them into like certain textures, or like, for instance, let's say you're going to use a foil and you want to emulate that foil. You can actually take a pattern of that foil, especially if it's a seamless pattern, drop it in here and use that as basically in a preview of how that'll look. So no, you're not going to print the foil, or you may print the foil because maybe you don't have the holographic foil and you want to make it look like you do. I didn't plan on teaching that tonight, but let's see. Let's come on over to Midjourney. And then I'm going to see if we can create a holographic foil background texture, and then we're going to put dash tile and see if it gives us something here that we can use. And if you have an actual image of the holographic film that you'll be using, then by all means you can find that and kind of drop it. So let's see. Maybe there's a holographic foil. That you might purchase. I'm going to put paper. Because if you're doing this cake topper, then it's probably going to be a paper versus a vinyl. And I'm not sure if this is one that you might use, but I'll click on the image, go to open image in a new tab. That's how I see how big it really is. Go ahead and save the image. I'm just going to put holographic paper. Now, the problem with this is it is not going to be a texture. And I can tell you that because I'm going to make it a 1:1 ratio. Crop it down. And crop it in a little bit more just so I have a clean little square there. All right. And technically, if you're doing this out of paper, it's not going to be tileable. So let's just call that what it is. I'm going to save it as a JPEG. Just so I know it has no transparency there. Oop, that wasn't a JPEG. File, save as JPEG. All right, so no, you don't have to use Midjourney. As a matter of fact, if y'all have Photoshop, I'm going to be showing you some AI inside of Photoshop today. What is this? I did not ask for a JPF. Let me see what I'm doing, because maybe I'm talking and I'm not pressing on the right thing. I just need a regular JPEG, not a JPEG 2000. That's my problem now. I'm talking, I'm not looking. What do you need? Okay, thank you. Love you. Hey, Ernie. All right, so now it is a JPEG. And what I'm going to do is right on top of this color fill layer, I'm going to come on over to my downloads. Let's grab that little paper we just created. And then what we're going to do is clip it down. If you don't know how to clip it down, you can right click and create a clipping mask and it'll clip down. So if you wanted to use that holographic paper there is a little tip to do that. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so you see a little bit more of the pattern. All right, and that just makes it looks like it has that texture. You could also, you know, create prints and patterns here. I actually think I have a pattern saved here. And I'm going to double click it. Now, I've shown you all how to create patterns. We're not showing you how to create patterns tonight, but I'm just letting you know that this is baked into several of our classes. So I am going to go ahead and create this pattern, define the pattern. And then that way, if I want to add a little pattern on top of this, let's go to my circle. I'm going to add a add an adjustment layer, and then I can add, instead of a solid color, I'm going to do a pattern. And then I go to my drop down and you'll see all the way at the bottom is the new pattern I just created. Then I can turn off my hologram here. And you see I have a little pattern inside of here, but I can double click on the pattern and change the scale of it. So let's change the scale to maybe 50%. Change it to 30%, and see how the smaller I make it, the more you can see the pattern. And let's change it to 20%. And now I have a little pattern in there. All right, wasn't expecting that. That's kind of cute. I'll rock with that. So then that way I could just use regular printable white paper and I have something unique there instead of a solid color. All right, so all of this looks good. Looks ready to go. All right. My little rocket ship back there. I'm going to leave that in place. This looks good. Now, what I have to do is I have to ensure that my pieces are correctly setting up right now. So I have my text 2, layer 2, text 2, layer 3. I'm just opening up all of them here. Text 1 straight, and then this is going to be the layer 1. And instead of photo, so this is where I go in and I clean up my layers and name them. All right, so now that's text 1. text 1, layer 3, text 1, layer 2, close that up. Photo 1, photo 1, layer 2, photo 1, layer 3. Beautiful. I'm going to show you why I'm doing this in just a second. It makes sense. I know this may not be the fun part of design, but organizing your files is crucial. So this is accent 4. I need an accent 4, layer 2, and an accent 4, layer 3. And I can close that one up. Let's check on accent 3. And for this one, I am using the 6 instead of the rocket. And let me show you. I'm going to still go ahead and set up the rocket too, just so I can show you why I did not choose to do that one as a contour. Sometimes showing you the why not is more important than showing you the why. All right, so I'll still go ahead and drop 1 in here. Drop 1 in here. I'm going to turn off the 6 for a moment so you can see what I'm talking about here. And I'm going to copy and paste the layer style. And then I got to turn it on for you to see what I'm talking about here. I'm copying and pasting layer style. So to do the same thing that the 6 did. Now turn that one on. Now what happens here, and I'm just going to take one of these. And this is why I linked them too, because see what happens when I take one of them? See how all of them go together? And let's say instead of the number 6, I wanted to do the rocket. Sometimes your images may not look good with all of the outlines and things around them. So you have to be the judge of that. Like whether you want this to be your accent image, or maybe you want to use it in some other way, or maybe you don't want to use it at all. So that's why I chose to use the number 6 here. Plus I figured the number 6 would be something that you want to see on your birthday cake topper. Okay. So you have the option to turn that on or the number 6. So I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to turn on the number 6. I just feel like it's more fitting for this project. All right, everything looks good. Accent 3, layer 2, and layer 3 are properly named. I'm going to close that up. Accent 2, layer 2, accent 2, layer 3, properly named. And let's go to accent 1 now. Boom, boom, looks good. We got our circle set. I think we're good. Now, what I want to do is, before I show you this magical step, let me make sure it's going to be magical because I'm building in front of you live right now. So sometimes the magic gets a little delayed on the lives because you get to see real mistakes happen in real time. All right, so generator plugins, I have image assets turned on. If you don't know how to turn that on, you can go to edit, preferences, and then go to your plugins. And then make sure that enable generator is turned on. If you're on a Mac, you'll go to the word Photoshop, then your settings, and then you'll end up here with where your preferences are. And then just select plugins, and you'll see this exact same space here. And then you just want to type in enable generator there. All right, now that I have done that, I'm going to save my work. And as I save, I'm going to go to where this project is. All right. And wherever my file is saved, it will automatically create a magical folder that goes along with it. And look what happens. So for those of you all who were in class, it did not do all of this. What it did was it created every single little piece that you will need to cut. All right. Now what I have to do here is also create just this back layer here. You're probably, well, I suppose you'll be creating multiple versions of that circle. So let's say this back circle here, I need to go ahead and make a version of this that will cut. And And do we have effects turned on or no? Nope, keep those off. Matter of fact, I'm going to clear the layer style here. And I'm just going to call this main circle. And so this main circle will be whatever color you need it to be. Usually it's going to be like black or whatever cardstock that you plan on using on the back of the cake topper, unless you plan on making this thing double-sided. It's very rare that you see that. But maybe instead of just making it plain on the back side, you want to make it this print. So if you want to do that, I'm going to take that pattern, Alt click and drag it all the way down to the bottom layer. And maybe instead of the back of your cake topper being boring, you may want to create a version that has that print there. All right, and this one right here will be your main circle. Oops, I mislabeled that one. I'm just going to put circle. I'll put base circle. And then I'm going to group all this together and call this the front circle base. And then I'll make that PNG. And I'll call this the back of the circle base. And then as long as I put that .png at the end, I'm showing y'all my trick on making my magical folders. So if I turn that off right now, I'll see this. And then I want to add a color in the background. I want my color to be white. So let's do a solid color here. And then for the back, I want the scale to be larger, a little more playful. I'm going to go with maybe 40. There we go. So that's not going to show up on the front, but instead of doing just a regular old cardstock back, I could choose to do that. And as long as I have it named, it's going to print for me. All right, let's check on our folder now and see if those updated. Well, looky there. Let me refresh. All right, so I have my front circle base. And I was checking to see if the main circle and the back circle were going to do the same, and they did. All right. And then I'm going to do this base circle, .png. So it will just give me a black circle, and I will know that that is my base shape. If I want to cut it out of cardstock or if I want to do a print and cut, I will have that option. All right, so what do y'all think? What do y'all think about the final project? Is this something that you would sell? Is this something that you would offer to your clients? Is this something that you all need to see? Now, if you wanted to make this look realistic with the layers too, what you could do, now I don't recommend this in terms of, you know, making your cutout pieces, because what I just did here, and I don't know if you've ever seen this before. I've never seen this before. That's why I made it for you all tonight. I've never seen a template where when you make these cake pieces that it will automatically propagate all the pieces that you need to cut. And then, of course, these are print and cut pieces. These are probably pieces that you just cut out of your cardstock. All right, so now you can bring those into your cutting program and go ahead and cut those pieces, like all of your blue pieces you can cut together, all of your orange pieces, and then, of course, your print and cut pieces you can put together. Okay. Now, putting these together, I'm going to see if Coach Nancy will show you all how to put together something like this. So, Coach Nancy, let me know in the chat if you are down for that. All right, so I'm done with this. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to say, I'm going to save this. So that's my cake topper. with my printable and cuttable layers. I'm going to do a save as. And now I'm going to save this as my Wicked theme, pink and green. Just because I'm going to come back to this and I'm going to edit that. Now, what I want to show you, because y'all said y'all wanted to see me mock this cake topper up on a cake with like 30 seconds. That's why y'all put 30 in the chat. All right. So first thing I have to do is I have to go ahead and make sure that I have this PNG saved. So I'm going to go to this 330 level and just do a quick export as PNG. And this is my astronaut Aaron. All right, so this is my new version. This is the one where I added the pattern to it and the automatic cutout. All right, and then I'm going to go create a brand new artboard. Now I am in Photoshop beta in order to do this. So if you have, if you don't have Photoshop beta, then you can go to Cloud, your Creative Cloud, just showing you how to get this. Now you have to have the main Photoshop, any Adobe program shut down before you do this. Let me let that finish initializing. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm setting this up. 2000 by 2000 pixel. The reason why I did 150 DPI, just in case you want to blow this up. But really, if you're doing this for your web graphics, you can do 72 DPI or PPI. So I have 2000 pixels, 2000 pixels. That's going to be great for Etsy. Resolution is at 150. I'm on RGB color, transparent, and sRGB is my color profile. And I'm going to hit create here. All right, and then I am going to, oh, you know what I need to do for that file? I'm going to take this whole thing and make it save that in the folder as well. So this 330 cake topper PNG. So it'll automatically save your cake topper in that magical folder too. And oh, hold on, I got an error here. Text 2 layer 2 is duplicated. Text 2 layer 3 is duplicated. So I've got that. So, oh, there I see it. Text 2. Text 1 layer 2. Text 1 layer 3. I got a duplicate somewhere here. I'm going to find it. It might even be in my circle. Sure is. That's where it was. All right, and let's see, once I save it, that saves that issue. And I did, this is what I do, y'all. I build this out and then I do my troubleshooting and I see if you all are going to have any trouble there. So that was at 750. I'm going to see if I delete the error log, see if I get another error. If I have any more duplicates there. And that is because there we go. All right, I don't see any more errors here. I'm going to close and open it just to make sure. All right, no errors. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I have my all together image here. Looks good. I have my pieces and no errors whatsoever. And I don't need this one. And I don't need this one. And just so you all know the size of this one, I did it within an 8.5 and 8.5 sheet of paper so that you could do it on your smaller printers all the way up to, if some of you have 13-inch printers, but you can scale this up as well and it would still work. You can scale it up to, you know, I've seen some of them as big as 10, sometimes 12 inches, but you all tell me, if anybody does cake toppers, what is your standard size? If you take any layer and you put .png at the end, it will magically make a folder for you. That's right, BIPD. That's right. I just do them strategically so that it creates a nice, neat system for you all. All right, so now we've got our full cake topper set up, cleaned up, ready to go. We go ahead and save that work. And now I can do my save. Oh, let me finish saving. Now I can do my save as, and I want to save as the pink one, just the name. It's not going to be pink yet. I just want to have it ready. Okay, let's see how much time we have. Ooh, we are already out of time. But I'm going to show y'all what I said I will show you tonight. If y'all gonna hang out, then we'll do it. All right, so now that I have all of this, this is the piece that I truly need right now. And I don't really want it to have this shadow on it, so I'm going to show you what I'll do for that. Let's come on over to Photoshop now. Remember, we built this 2000 pixel by 2000 pixel image. I'm going to drag and drop this ready-made image in here. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to put it up top here. Now I'm going to make a background, just like a solid color background. It's a white solid color background. All right, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead. I want to kind of clean up. You know what? I'll leave the shadows on it. I want to see what happens if I've never left the shadows on it before. So I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to do Control and then click to select the image here. And while I have the marching ants, so I clicked on the thumbnail. If I click on the thumbnail, it's going to put marching ants around the contour of the image. So I'm going to hit Generative Fill. And then I'm going to go to this little G right here. It might be on the Firefly or it might be on Flux, depending on what you use next. But I want you to use the Gemini Nano Banana there. And let me... let's go to our 330. I'm going to put in this exact prompt. High-end kids' birthday cake. That's it. I'm going to put that. Oh, I have to select the inverse. Let me tell you why. Right now, I have the inside meat of the image selected. That is the actual cake topper itself. I wanted to design everything on the outside meat. That means I wanted to give me a backdrop. I wanted to make it look like it's on a table. I wanted to maybe have some confetti. You can say all of those things, but I'm simply just going to say what I want in a very simple term that it should help me do this. So I'm going to select the inverse because I want the outside meat selected. And then I'm going to paste in the prompt, high-end kids birthday cake. Now, I didn't tell it any colors. I didn't tell it my theme, anything. I'm going to hit generate. And thus, This is only in beta right now. It's not in the regular Photoshop. So I'm showing y'all this process. Now you can do this if you have access to Google Gemini. You can do this in Gemini. You can do this also in what else? Like if you have open art, and if you don't have some of those things, let me know, and I can make sure that we talk about those in our next AI class. All right, so I'm turning off this. I'm going to disable the layer mask there. And y'all look what it did. It made me a whole cake based on this theme with my cake topper at the top. And it just knew that was a cake topper. How did it know that was a cake topper, y'all? Come on. Now, I can go show off my little cake here. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show y'all how I create my little moving GIFs. Y'all didn't ask for that, but I figured I'd tell you anyway. All right, so when you're creating GIFs instead of MP4s, so when I'm making movies or MP4s, I will typically have it to where I have animations and transitions. You want no animations, no transitions. You see I did this here for Angela too. All right. So I'm going to take these 4 images, select all 4 of them. I'm going to make them only 0.8 seconds. That means they're going to be less than 1 second a piece. Hit enter. Then I'm going to do share, download, and I'm going to choose GIF as the file type. That means it is an image, but it's a moving image. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in just a moment. Usually I make it the 648 by 648 because I'm always making the squares for my listings. So I want to keep it a smaller file. So I put 648. And then you want to just download only the tiles that you want to create that motion graphic. All right, so it is automatically selecting 7 through 10 because I have the other ones hidden. All right, let's go to download now. Y'all look, it took my elements out of my design. Do y'all see it made little 3D rockets that were already in my design? Y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that. I'm going to put a little 2 at the end so I know this is the second one that I made. Oh, 2 at the end, child. All right. And see, for this one, it even made a moon texture on the cake. Isn't that amazing? I did not tell it to do that. Now, if I'm a cake decorator, hello, I'm a cake designer. Hello, they just gave me a whole idea I didn't even have to think of. I did not have to go to Pinterest to make this up. Okay, I didn't have to copy nobody. This is just me and my AI. Okay. All right, so now it says it's completed. Let me show you what I do with it. I bring it over here to my Shopify. All right. Bring it over to my Shopify, and y'all ask me how I make my thumbnails move. This is it. Let me save that real quick. All right, so I'm going to add media. Going over here to my little GIF. As soon as it uploads, I can hit done. I'll take off my temporary thumbnail. I hit save. I think I'm going to start building this into my live demonstrations, if y'all don't mind, because I didn't realize so many of us will create, but we won't actually put stuff up on our social media. We won't actually put listings up on our Shopify store. So I'm going to show you how I do all of that tonight, if that's okay. I know my craft to quit. I usually reserve this for my craft to quit. Craft to quit. Is it okay if I show this tonight? I know this is what we do, but is it okay if I share with everyone some more of the business principles, not just the design principles tonight? If so, go ahead and put C2Q in the chat. Let me know, C2Q, what it do? What it do? Okay, great idea. Wow, yes, I need. Okay. All right, look, if Craft Quit says y'all can have it, then y'all got it. Okay, so let me show you what I do then. I'm literally showing you my inside and out, how I use AI every single day. Every single day. All right, so let's say, for instance, right now I have, boom, I'm going to take, and we did this class this week. So I usually put the date in there. So we did this class on Wednesday. So this would have been 10/1, 10/01, and then 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. I'm going to copy all of that. I'm going to come over to my guy Spruce, and I'm going to talk to him. All right. So let's see. This is AI or PSD 30. I'm going to paste the title in there, and I'm going to talk to it. For PSD 330, we did build a custom cake topper. The cake topper was actually built from the design elements that we created from our AI number 90 and AI 91. We use those graphics, but we also use the Photoshop template from PSD 329, and we use that Keep It Simple setup template to set us up for all other products that we're going to design for the party. So we ended up using accents 1, 2, 3, and 4. We ended up using photo 1, the background, and of course the text. And that was able to help us create a matching cake topper that would coordinate with all the other items, including banners, backdrops, party favors, and everything else. I need you to help me write up my page description for this Photoshop class that we just did. And I want you to make it really compelling. Let people know how amazing that they could create by the end of the class. And don't miss another live, because the live class is where the action's at. But if they did miss the live, the replay is now available where they can purchase. All right, so I'm going to let that go. And give it a second, because this is running a little slow with this live stream right now. But for those of you all who really have a problem making your listings, making your captions, as you can see here. Oh, you know what? It may not have been running because I have my microphone going. I may have to type it out. Let me see. I'm going to refresh and see if it captured that, because while I'm doing live stream, my microphone may not. It may not work and do that. Hold on. I'm going to try it one more time. Testing, testing. No, I think that's what it is. It's not working while I'm live. All right, so I'm going to type this out. All right, so, and let me see, why is it not doing my, oh, maybe because I have the screen audio on. Let me try that again. Testing. No, it's just not doing it right now. I'm going to stop my screen share and try it again. Let's see. Screen share. Share screen. But this time I'm going to tell it do not share the audio. Testing, testing. That's what it was. Okay, so whenever I'm demonstrating this to you all, I just can't have the audio on the chat GPT and also on the live. So I didn't know that. All right, so let's hide that. Now I can talk to it. Hey, I need you to help me write my description for my product that's going to go on my Innate Academy Shopify store for this class. In this class, what we did was we took the AI clip art images that we created, and we incorporated that clip art into a cake topper design. But before we did that, we also used our template number Photoshop 329 template, which was our Keep It Simple setup. And what it did was it took all of those elements and created these beautiful PNGs that we can then use to create all the coordinating products, whether it be party favors, banners, backdrops, invitations, and in this case, a cake topper. So I would like for you to write my page description to not just tell people that that's what we did in class, but I also want you to compel them to do the live class, because the live class, everybody that attended the live class got the template flip done in class and had a finished product by the end of class. But if you missed the class, no worries. Now the replay is available 7 days after the live class. But I want you all to get a taste of what we do inside of the Photoshop classes. Some of the things that we learned in the class, we did the layer styles or the effects, where we did multiple strokes, which is something Canva cannot do. We also did drop shadows. We did several layers. We duplicated our smart objects and linked them. And then we created a full multi-layer cake topper design, or we also showed how you can do it as a single printable layer. All right, so that was just me. So y'all see I'm waving my hands in the air and everything, because that's what I do when I talk. That's why when I'm talking, guaranteed I'm not clicking on the mouse and doing what I need to be doing. So if you ever hear me talking, just know that I'm doing this. All right, I'm doing all kind of things with my hands in the sky. I call them my calculators in the sky. I'm thinking with my antennas. These are my antennas. All right, so I'm going to let that roll. That's going to help write my page description. Okay. Okay, so it says perfect. I'll write the Shopify product description that sells both the template and the class replay while making it clear that learning live matters. I'll highlight what students did. Oh, let's wait. It's stressing this internet out right now, y'all. Stay with me. Stay with me. And again, if you want access to I'm going to make some PNG assets that you all will be able to keep. So for instance, I'll give you these PNGs here. I'll even give you my cake PNGs there. And then that way, whether you have the template or not, whether you have the class or not, you can market this. And I guarantee you, if you get a sale from this by mistake, just because you marketed it, that you will be able to absolutely perform this project. All right, so let's see what it says for me. Boom. What this class covers. PSD 330 is all about turning your AI clip art into a finished professional cake topper. Oh, yeah, we did a whole class where we created AI clip art, just to let y'all know. Type of product you can sell over and over again for kids' parties. We started pulling the PNG assets from PSD 329, keep it simple setup, and then use to coordinate products like party favors, invitations, banner, and backdrops. Do you see this? I didn't have to type none of this. I talked this. I talked it out and it formatted it for me. So it tells people the skills they learn inside PSD 330. You'll discover pro level Photoshop skills that Canva just can't do. So what I'm doing is I'm selling my product by comparing it to a product that I know everybody's using right now. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is by the time that I flip this cake design, it's going to create all of my assets. And it's something Canva just cannot do at this moment. It doesn't have the ability to do the smart objects and do the duplication and export all of this stuff into a nice, neat, magical folder. Just doesn't do that. All right. So was I not sharing my screen? My apologies, y'all. Y'all didn't get to see any of that. Okay. Hold on. Is that better? Y'all were just looking at my big head the whole time. Anytime y'all just looking at my big head, understand that is never my intention, because most of the time I have a big old lopsided bun on. I'm over here looking hot and crazy, and I don't care because I'm on here live for y'all. So if ever y'all just see my big old head, just know that something is wrong, because I'm here to show you my computer. All right, so yes, you can see it, Shakira. Do you see it now? Okay, so what happened was while I was talking, I was recording. Let me see if it'll let me do it now that I'm screen sharing. Test. I want to test and see if you can dictate what I'm talking about while I'm sharing my screen live on StreamYard. Okay. Yes, it worked. So I did that. I talked to it. Y'all heard me talking to it. You didn't see it, but you heard me talking to it. It transcribed it for me. And then I just hit this little button right here to push it through. So I'm not going to push that through. But obviously you can see it gave me a response and it wrote my whole thing out. Now, I do go over it, make sure it makes sense. I even told it to do this design to dollars where it would help break down how you can make money, because sometimes we just on here designing for nothing. And I won't say for nothing, because we're not actually putting it out there and selling it. We do it, and then we get inside of our heads, and then we feel like, oh, well, am I confident enough to put this out and somebody orders it? And what do I do if somebody wants to pay me for my talent? Like, y'all are scared. And I'll say y'all, but it's me too. It's me too. We all do this because we are pretty partial about the artwork that we create. We're a little sensitive about our stuff, okay? And I know this, but just put it out there, y'all. If I didn't put this out there today, then I wouldn't have y'all in this room right now. Just simply put. Let's see. All right, so Platinum and Craft to Quit and Gold members, this class is already unlocked in your dashboard. I'm going to copy that. Boom. I'm going to come over here. I didn't have no description before, y'all. And did you know that you cannot publish it on Instagram and Facebook? You can't sell it as a product unless you have a description. All right, so I got my little description on here, have my little moving GIF. I can save it, and then I have to make it active. And then I'm going to test my little one-on-one page. That's where I send y'all all the time for all of the classes, everything that's going on. All right, so AI. So I need to put AI number. And like I said, I'm going to show y'all what I do on Shopify. So this is my new stuff. Oh, let me hit save. So we need to put AI 93 on here and PSD 330. All right, so what we do, come over here to the online store. And this is if y'all do new stuff. So I do new stuff every week. So I'm giving y'all ideas like, hey, well, I don't know what to do every week to update my store or to add stuff. I want y'all to start. Y'all are in these classes every single week with me. That means every single week you could be adding new inventory to your store. Do you know that's the reason why I do why I literally make up a new class every single week? I only do that for you all. I don't make this stuff anymore, y'all. I make the templates that make it easier for you to make this stuff. So I'm going to go customize. And I'll go to my little one-on-one page. I'll come to this section here. And see, this is my new AI design templates and classes. And what it does is it takes from my AI Photoshop classes and it does 4 rows and 4 columns. So basically every time, I don't even have to specify what goes in here as long as it's a fresh product. Let's see, that's active now. Let me make sure my AI 93 is active now. And see, that's tagged as a Photoshop template. It should come on up over here now. Sometimes it takes a little while for it to index it, but I'm just showing you simple steps. Like, I like things that are simple. I probably don't do as much as I could do. So now you see your PSD 330 is up there. Now I need to get AI 90. We did do AI 93, right? Yeah, we're up to 93 now. Yep. So I can go find that, products. And what I'm going to do is, while y'all are live with me today, because I know I missed class last week, and I feel bad because I told some of y'all to come to class last week. So let me do 093. Okay, see how it's still in draft mode. I'm going to set it active. Oops. Well, I wasn't supposed to set it active yet, but check this out. I'll go back to my chat GPT. Now, I already did this one. You see how much work I do on here? Let's see. Help me find the AI 093 page description. I don't even know where it is. I do so much on here. I probably could scroll a little bit more and find it, but I don't want to. I'm gonna ask my buddy ChatGPT to help me out. And is it working? Oh, it's not even thinking. Let me try this one more time. I might have mistakenly canceled it. If you hit the same little arrow again, it'll stop it from thinking. So I may have hit it to stop it. All right, so while it's doing that, and it's going to help me find something that I already made, I'm going to go ahead and grab my thumbnail, make my thumbnail in Canva. Like I said, this is my workflow every single week. So I have an intensive group that I'm working with right now, and it has been pretty intense. But my whole goal is to show them once you have a system, it's almost hard not to do it. Okay, so I'm going to shut down some of these ones I'm not using. Looking for my AI 93. And y'all, for AI 93, I did this book. I'm going to show you all how to do that really quickly. So I'm just going to show a few of the pages here. And like I said, for my GIFs, I do not put transitions. For my videos, my MP4 videos, I do transitions. All right, and then I want to grab just a few of these pages here. As a matter of fact, I'll do the whole book here. I'm going to unhide these because that's how I get it to not put unnecessary stuff on there. I hide the pages. And I'm going to hide these because I use those to make my little video, my MP4 video that I put on Instagram and Facebook. So you can't put GIFs on Instagram and Facebook. So what I do is I make MP4s for Instagram and Facebook, and then I make GIFs for my Shopify store. Does that make sense? Anybody confused by that? So the GIFs look like little movies or videos, but they're not. They're just moving pictures. All right, so I'm going to take all of these. I'm going to make sure that my seconds are short because my GIFs can't be that long. I'm even going to do this one in 0.7 seconds, so it goes a little bit faster. And then I'm going to delete the song because it is not going to be able to put a song in a GIF. So I have those. Go to share, download, and I'm going to do this as a GIF. Make sure I crank it down to 648. And see here, oh, see it has pages 10 and 11 still activated. I'm going to take those off because I don't want 10 and 11. I thought I hid those. All right, and now it's just pages 13 to 23. That is correct. So 10 pages is going to turn into a little moving picture. Okay. Is this helpful to anyone? This is why I be needing y'all to be like, oh, okay, this is helpful. I never knew this. Keep doing stuff like this, Shannon. Because otherwise, I don't know if this stuff is helpful. This is stuff that I do every single week, like clockwork. This is the stuff that actually builds my business. So yes, I build beautiful designs. Yes, you build beautiful designs. This is the work that nobody wants to show you for free. I'm just being real with you. So people will show you all the design work, but they won't show you how to actually sell it as a business. So I would like to start building that into our Friday classes, even if it makes it a little bit longer. I'm okay with that, as long as it makes it something that you all are going to actually use. All right, so it's still saving that. Let me come back over to my chat GPT. And cancel there for right now. All right, I'm gonna go back to the bottom and see if it found what I was asking it to find. Yep, it found it. AI 93, storybook creations for kid party themes. Look, I do so much, I couldn't even scroll and find it. It found it again for me. All right, so the problem is creating a children's book usually takes months of work and can cost thousands for an illustrator and writer. Most designers never even consider offering storybooks because it feels impossible. Until tonight. But what if you could create a full storybook complete with text, illustrations, and a flipbook format. So it looks like an animated flipbook in minutes from just a few words. The goal in AI 93, we use AI to transform a single image or idea into a storybook product you can sell, gift, or repurpose for events. This isn't a quick demo, it's a game-changing workflow that positions you to create products clients will pay a premium for. So what you learn, design of dollars, you can create digital storybooks, downloads. You're going to create it for free and you're going to sell it for at least $25 to $50. Is that okay? You're going to create it for the free $99 and you're going to sell it for $25 to $50. Is that okay? Let me know if that's okay. You could create editable story templates where basically you could put the images in there. You can put the suggested words in like a Canva document. Then you can send that to the client and they can go in and edit the story. Listen to that. It's giving me ideas I didn't even think about. I did not think about giving the clients an editable version of the book that they can tweak themselves. All right. So you can pull clip art and graphics from the story. Y'all, did I not show y'all how cool these graphics were coming from this story? All right, let me go ahead and put this one in. This is AI 93. Y'all see, we be moving in these classes. And then this one will be number 2 because we already did 1. All right. All right, so I'm going to take this. Boom. This whole thing right here. And I want y'all to know that I have already trained this model. I've trained this model to do SEO optimized text. So although it is writing this description for me, it's also SEO optimized and meta description optimized. So meta descriptions and SEO help your product to be searchable by Google. All right, so I'm going to add media here. Let me go ahead and do my AI 93. Would y'all like for me to show y'all this every week? I don't mind. If me showing you every week makes you actually do this every week, I do not mind. I just thought this was boring stuff to y'all. If it's not boring, let me know. I promise. Well, the reason why I think it's boring too is because a lot of times people won't stay on to watch this content. I'm just being honest with you. They'll stay on to learn how to design the cake topper. That's the fun part. And then we start talking about, hey, this is how you make money with it. And people just drop off. But y'all have been staying here. The same amount of people are here now. Okay. I don't mind doing this. And like I said, I actually teach this inside of my premium paid program. Okay, cool. All right, so we're creating storybooks. And then what I'm going to do for this is I'm also in the title, I'm going to put what we use for this. We use Google Gemini storybooks. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then this class was 9:30, 8 p.m. And I started putting the dates on there even for the past classes because I feel like the only time that people get the live classes literally is if they're in the membership. That's how I do it because I like to reward people with my live teaching. My live teaching is not like this, like where you're on YouTube. It's inside of a Zoom room. You get to share your screen. You get to tell me what's going wrong as you're working with me. And then I get an opportunity to help you from your screen. All right. So just wanted you all to know that. Okay. And then now I can get rid of this one, this little holder graphic. And let's see. My listing is saved. I'm going to see if it updates now. There we go. And then this kind of gives you an idea of my latest and greatest products. So couldn't you do the same thing? Right? Couldn't you have a category or a collection that says, these are my latest products? And as you're updating them every single week, they just go to a section that lets people know what's new. And then literally the question could just be, what's new? New AI design templates and classes, AI and design templates. So it's got AI and Photoshop in there. Got it? Oh, don't let me forget, y'all. There is a class that you can sign up for. It is marked down to only $20. You can take this Canva class. It will teach you how to build a Canva template from scratch. So if you've ever wanted to sell digital designs, we're teaching you how to build a template from scratch. That way you can sell digital templates, digital Canva templates online. All right. So if you've been wanting that class, this is the lowest we're going to go. So go ahead and register for that class. If you type the word template under a Facebook post, it'll give you this as well. But I'm going to go ahead and drop this page in the chat. So pretty much everything that I talk about is going to be on this page tonight. All right. And listen, I'm talking about stuff that I'm talking about. This class right here, this is my intensive class. It's $19.97, $2,000 for a 30-day session with me. So I am giving y'all, I'm spilling some of the tea from what I do with my most elite clients here with you all tonight. And y'all say it's helpful. So, all right. So let me go back. Did I ever do? Yep. I did my description. I did my image. So that's it. That's it, y'all. There's a little more to it. There's a little more to it. But for the most part, I did my images, did my description. I have my product ready for sale right now. And what I did for Freebie Friday, I marked all the templates down to $10, all the AI classes to $10. So you can rack up on them, or you can join the membership. And if you join the membership, I would encourage you to join the gold membership. Or if you're ready for Craft to Quit is open, is $197, but the gold membership is $97, and you get 4 live classes, Photoshop classes with me every month. You get 4 live AI classes with me every month, and you get 4 unlocked previous classes, and you get 4 unlocked previous AI classes and 4 unlocked previous Photoshop classes. So every single month you're unlocking 8 Photoshop classes, 8 AI classes. And just imagine if you had done the past 4 weeks with us, you would have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is all the work you would have got done in 4 weeks with me. 4 weeks. Every single thing that's on here is something you can market and sell right now. And we do it live. And you're inside the Zoom room. So if you're just curious, it's cool to be curious. Go ahead and purchase a little $10 class tonight. It's normally $40, but purchase a $10 class tonight. See how you like how we do work, see how we do. And if you're not just curious, if you're serious, then go ahead and join the Academy. If you scroll down here, you can actually go to the page where you can join the Academy. Let me see. You'll have to bypass this. Let me see if because sometimes the Craft to Quit is closed down and you won't be able to. Oh, this is the account because it's already. Let me log out. Because it already has a membership. It's probably not going to take you to your membership page. But let me see if I can find that for y'all. All right, so I'm just showing you what you're missing when you're not showing up live. The big benefit to being Craft to Quit, the 2 really big benefits. One really big benefit is that you get to do the challenge with us. That challenge is not open to the public like that. It is the challenge itself is a $297 value class. That's what I used to sell it at. It's 4 days with me, designing live using AI, not just for design, but AI to help your entire creative business. All right. That's what I do for that week. So you get that for free just by being in the Craft to Quit program. And then also for the Craft to Quit program, we're talking about this on Tuesday. I am going to be helping you all to learn and sell digital products, and you will have an exclusive license to sell PNGs based on our templates. Our templates are not floating around as PNGs, but only Craft to Quit members, active Craft to Quit members will have that ability, and everybody else, like they've been doing, they will get shut down on Etsy if they use the templates for that graphic design purpose. But you will be not only encouraged to do it, I will be offering you opportunities to do one-on-one lessons and help other people design, or designing for clients that maybe just they're creative as well, but they just don't have the time. All right, so I want to make sure that that is understood for our Craft to Quit. Gold is $97. You get the live AI classes, you get the live Photoshop classes. All right, but Craft to Quit, we also do a weekly business session. So that's a third perk to the Craft to Quit. Tuesday after AI class, we do our business strategy session, and that's where I'm giving you the stuff that sometimes is a little too boring for YouTube. All right, so here are the membership options here. And yeah, I don't have Craft to Quit on there. So if you want Craft to Quit, then Facebook message me or Instagram message me, and just put C2Q interested. And if you put C2Q interested, then I will send you the link where you can join Craft to Quit, because it's not something that we typically have open for everyone. All right, so here's that. Let me get back to, I showed y'all, I didn't plan on showing y'all that, but here it is. We're done with that. All right, let's see here. We're done with this one. That was really cool, right? And I think I'm going to save this cake too, because each cake comes out different every time. So I'm going to save that one. And then this is my number 2. All right, so as promised, I'm going to show you how to flip the other design. So what I'm going to do right now is close down the cakes and the cake toppers. And I'm going to flip our 329 image here. All right, and I wanted to show you what we ended up with here. All right, so this is the end result. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with our blue. And then what I'm going to suggest that you do is I'll suggest that you go to File, go to Automate, Generator Plugins, turn off the image assets. That's your magic folder. Turn it off while you're editing your design. All right. And the reason why I say that is because it will save you some processing power. All right. So now let's go ahead and do our flip here. We go ahead and get my images together. So this is what we did in class, y'all. I'm just basically recapping. I'm showing y'all for free and recapping the class that we did on Wednesday, except I have a lot less time. So I'm going to do it briefly. Of course, we go more in depth in the class, but I just want to show you what's possible with us every week. All right, so let's go ahead and flip this out. First thing I'm going to do is go to my subject image here. I'm going to go to photo 1, and I double click because it's a smart object. I'm going to make sure I select the very top layer there. And then from this one, I am going to bring in this photo 1 here. Now, if you weren't with us, we created this one in, I believe, AI 90. We created custom characters. It was fun. Like I said, we build on this stuff. So every single week, we're doing something different. We're not doing the same thing. We're doing something different, but it built on a principle that we used the week before. So as you're growing with us, you're building a library. You're building a portfolio. Even if you didn't know what to design, we tell you things that we know are going to sell. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do Control S to save, then Control W to close out of the window. That's going to change my subject image. And then I'm not going to be concerned right now with my sizing and placement. I just want to get my elements in place, okay? So for accent 1, I'm going to go ahead and flip to my accent 1 here. And like I said, this is all clip art that we already created during our challenge week. Turn that off. All right, and then accent 2. Just drag and drop. So if you've already created your clip art package, this is the perfect opportunity to get that working. Like put it immediately to work. All right, accent number 3. Control S, then Control W. That's how I move through these projects, y'all. And then accent number 4. All right, so I have my elements in place. Then what I'm going to do is go ahead and change it to my theme. So it says, Houston, I'm 6. That's text there. Now this one, the text I wanted to say, define gravity. Or you can put happy birthday or anything else. So this already has some text kind of pre-selected for me. For this one, the top one, I'm going to use this script text. And if you're wondering what that script is, it's animal script. So instead of define gravity, if you want, you could double click and put happy birthday. Okay. And then on the second text here, if I want to know where it is, I can right click, touch on it, look for the word Aaron. And then this text is Badoni, and it is Angela. I'm going to double click and type Angela. Now, what we did in class, you can use, excuse me, I'll need some of my water. Ooh, I've been talking to, how long have I been teaching? Almost 2 hours? I'm only supposed to give y'all 1 hour. All right, it's okay. It's all right. Hopefully, has this been a helpful hour? Are you all still locked in? Are we still learning? Are we finding some value here? Let me know in the chat, y'all. All right, so Angela's here, typed it out. We also did something where we would take the letter and put as a drop letter in front, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to put the word Angela there. But if I wanted to put the A, I would use this one, and then I would just take off the A from the text layer and just start with the N and let that rock. Now, something's a little off. It's not in my colorway. So I'm going to use my color picker here, and I'm going to pick a pink. I'm going to go with a softer pink this time. Go with the pink and a green. All right, and those are going to be my colors. So now when I come to my smart colors here, my main color is orange. My color 1 is orange. I'm going to duplicate the layer, and then I'll choose the pink. Turn off the layer underneath. Control S to save, Control W to close out. And then I'm also going to do this for my color number 2. This is a smart color. Color number 2 will be that green. All right, and then the last thing that I need to change other than my colors, and I can adjust these colors too, but I'm going to go ahead and adjust my background here. And what I'm going to do just for the sake of time, I'm going to show you what we did. Pretty much simply here. I'm going to bring this background in that we created, just to show you that this is a compilation of different images. All right, and I'm going to turn it off, and then I will show you how I created that. So you have the Enchanted Forest. Let's turn that on. Okay. Then you have the runes. Okay, and it's in this old boxy square. And then I have the marble. Now, I do show you some tricks inside of the class to use generative fill to expand it, make it longer or wider, because a lot of times you'll make this swatch. And this is all clip art that you made in AI 90. Remember, you all made your own clip art. You made your own backgrounds. You made your own digital papers. You made your own wallpapers. You made your own accent elements. You made your own letters. This little letter A, y'all made that in that clip art class. Remember, see how all of this weaves together, builds a full project out? This is what we do every single month. We do a challenge to start a project, and we don't just start a project, we fulfill a project. So I show you, hey, they're not just going to ask you for a t-shirt. If you show them, you can do banners, backdrops, digital graphics, storybooks, songs. You can even do music videos, y'all. People are getting bigger and bigger with how they present themselves for their parties. So think about parties, bar mitzvahs, even anniversaries, wedding parties, and that sort of thing. They want these elaborate videos. You could do a custom song. You could take their videos. You can AI them up, which I love doing. It's fun as a project. And then you pull them all together with CapCut or even Canva, and you have a product that you can sell as a high-end digital media project. Anyways, all right, so I'm going to just delete these layer masks because this is what we did in class. I just want y'all to see where this comes from. All right, so boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm going to delete this layer, and I'm going to show you how in class we blended these things together. So, and then also we use generative fill to generate the filling on the outside of these images because they were squares. So we use generative fill to give it more of a rectangle, so it filled out the sleeves, all of that great stuff. Pretty much everything was like this square here. So what I'm going to do is take this square, add a layer mask. Then I'm going to grab my paintbrush. Now this is something you can't do in Canva. Every time it's something you can't do in Canva, that's what I'm going to say. All right, I'm going to increase my brush size here. Got about a 1500 pixel brush, 1500, and then make sure the hardness is all the way down to 0. You want it really soft. Okay, then you want to make sure that the color selected in the foreground is black, so you can hit your default colors here. You get white in the foreground and black in the background. White reveals while black conceals. So what I want you to do is hit that switcheroo button. No, that's not technically what it's called. It's what I call, so you remember the switcheroo button, right? And now black is in the foreground. Now what did I say? Black conceals and white reveals. Okay, so just like that black dress is going to kind of hide some things, we're coming in with our black and we're painting, not deleting anything. This is a non-destructive technique. What's happening is I'm painting on the layer mask, and that layer mask, wherever it's black, it will hide it. Wherever it's white, it will show through like a window. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just feathering that off. No little special crazy features that you have to do in Canva to do that. It's simple, right? And then what I did in class, I showed you a bonus step where I can change the opacity of my brush to only 50% or less. And then let's do 30%. It fades it, but it fades it a little bit out at a time. It doesn't completely fade it. So if I want to see more of my mushrooms right here and right here, I can pull those through and it doesn't completely erase it. It makes it look like I have this interesting set of layers. Okay, so we did that in class, on class number 329. And keep in mind, this is a master template. So everything that we do in this template creates that little magic folder that has all of your assets. And if y'all remind me, I'll show you those assets at the end. And in fact, let me make sure that I have this turned off. Image assets is turned off so it goes faster. All right, so we blended that part in. Now let's say, well, I really want to add something visually interesting to the bottom here. I'm going to add a layer mask. Same idea here. This time I'm going to crank my opacity back up to 100. And I'm going to kind of come across this top because I don't like hard lines. But then if I want to build, hey, I actually want to see, there was like some stairs here. And I want to see that. Yeah, that's cool. And let's say I want to see some of that at the top as well. Same idea. Add a layer mask. Go ahead and fade off the bottom here. And just say, well, where do I want to see this geo design? How much of it do I want to see? How much of the woods do I want to see? And how much of this do I want to see? And then let's come down here. And this is now a composite background design. You get it? Super simple, but it looks really complicated. It looks like you put a lot of time and energy into putting these 3 images into one. All right, so that's what we did there. So that was how I developed this background. And you see I did like a little bit different in how I scaled the pieces. And then what you decide is, okay, well, where do I want to put my accent elements? How do I want to manipulate this project? And I was supposed to save this not as orange and blue, but this should be pink and green. Just so it's the wicked pink and green theme so that I know that's what I'm developing here. All right, so here you could decide where your pieces are going to be. It may be different every single time you design, but just know that you have 4 little elements to work with. You can move your pieces around. Now I'm going to take my photo 1 and I'm going to scale it or move it differently. So now they look like they're walking along that path. I might need them a little bit taller here. Beautiful. And then if I'm not using all of my elements or I want to show more elements, I can. I've got my crown there that we can use. For this one, I'm just going to make the crown a little bit bigger and kind of use it as more of an accent, but I want it behind my text. I want it behind happy, but I want it in front of the photo. And then you can even rotate these. All right, so I have my crown, my book. I think I had a magic wand or something somewhere too, if you want to use that. But I think this is good and ready to go. We can also, I'm going to show you that there are some built-in little texture there. So this is a glitter texture that's built in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch Angela out a little bit. I'm holding down Shift while I stretch this out so that it takes up a little more substantial area. And then you also have these levels that you can turn on if you need things to get lighter and darker. So how that works, if I double click on the levels here, I mainly just use this mid-tone and I can move it to get a lighter or darker version of the application of that color. Because let's say I want that glitter on there, it really matters how your levels are set up to recolor the glitter. All right, so I'm happy with that. That is my design ready to go. Pretty much you can flip this entire all over template out in 5 minutes. And then when that happens, when you save it, we're going to go here back to Automate, Generated Plugins, Image Assets. Then we're going to go to our 329 folder. There will be one here that starts to develop these images for us magically. You can see how it has just the text by itself, just the crown by itself, just the book by itself. And then the back said Team Aaron, so let's change that. I forgot I have a back design on here too for y'all. So let's close up the front design and then we'll just look at the back design now. And here for the number, I want to use the other font that we had selected. So I'm going to duplicate that one because I'm going to leave the 6 in that font. Double click, put a 9. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, what was the name of that font? I can go back to my front design. It's called Bodoni MT. And I'm just going to click on the number 9 here. And then type in Bodoni MT. And I believe that one was a bold. I like that one. All right, so now that's my 9. Like I said, you could change your levels here. Lighten it up a little bit. Turn off my gradient because the gradient was for my rocket ship design. I want to see my glitter. And then I showed you all, how can I make it look like one color fades into another? Real simple. I'm going to take these two and make that color carry a little bit more over. So I can put a layer mask on the top one. Use the same thing we just learned to blend off the color at the top. So now the color below peeks through. And like I said, you have those levels on there. Make the color look more appealing. And then for our Team Erin here, I like duplicate if I'm going to use a totally different font so I can have that old font in there too. All right, and then if I want it all caps, watch this. I don't have to type in all caps. I can hit this button right here where just the 2 capital T's. And oh, I might even want to do, no, this is fine. I'll do that. And this is, I'm going to double click on the word Erin and change that to Angela. Now, notice how my text is pushing out beyond where I want to keep all of my 13 by 19 contents. So I'm just going to push that in. And then let me put my crown here. I'm going to put it on top of the 9. There we go. All right. And that is my design. I'm going to save it. I'm going to close down and turn off my back foreground, turn on my front design here. Then I'm going to go over to my magical folder, refresh, and I'm going to see it has everything ready to go. All right. All right, so this is what I was telling is your magic folder, but because it's magic, it will change every time you do something. So if you want to keep this, you can create a new folder. And I'm going to call this my static images. That means that these are not going to change just because I changed the design. So I copy that, put them here. Just so if I make some changes and I don't like it, I won't change all of my images here. All right, boom. So that was easy. That's a 5-minute flip. I'm going to close this out now. And now I'm going to go to my cake topper because I promised I would show you how to make that cake topper real quick, right? This one. All right, let's see how fast we can go from Erin the astronaut to the Wicked Angela theme. First thing I'm going to need is my 329 output images. And this is in my class folder. Boom, boom, boom. This one. All right, so let's get rocking. Hopefully y'all are still with me. Y'all still with me? All right, so where it says double click to change, this is what I'm going to focus on. All right, so if I go to this pattern here, if I want to change the pattern, then this is actually in another type of file. So what I'm going to do, I'm just not going to use the pattern for this one because I don't want us to be focused on a pattern for this one. I'm going to just focus on changing out my colors and everything. So color 1, boom, drag and drop. And then color 2, double click. Drag and drop, delete the layer underneath, Control S. Oops. I have to delete the layer underneath because this one, it's a template that wants to say small in size. So what happens is I don't allow you to save several layers on layers on layers. You have to make a decision, make it work, and delete what's underneath it. Now this is accent number 4. Here we are. And see, if you've already done the job laying out the t-shirt design, then what's next is really simple, because whether it's a cake topper, a banner, a backdrop, a pair of socks, whatever it is, when I offer you all a template, the whole point is to make it simple. Like I'm talking and doing this, and I just told y'all I am not a multitasker. I know this is not my nature. So I'm literally talking, dragging, dropping, and changing this design out. And because of that, I know this is simple because I am not a multitasker by any means. All right, so I'm saving, Control S, Control W to close out. I'm almost done with all of my elements so far. Let's go ahead and change this text out here for our number 9. Delete. All right. Oh, and this one, why is it not showing a contour on this one? What's going on with this one? I think this might be Photoshop showing out on me right now. I'm going to leave that alone for right now. We'll figure that out in a moment. Let's go ahead and change out our accent 1 here. All right. All right, and then I just need to change out my text 2, which is the name. Double click on that. And see, now I'm just dragging and dropping and rolling. Delete, Control S, Control W. And I think it may be, is it a drop shadow or something on here that I'm not seeing? Let's see. No, it shouldn't be. Let me do not contiguous, but everything outside of here. Let's see what's going on with that. It's weird. I guess something is going on right now. This is not the intention because you see it has a transparent background. But it's doing something odd right now. All right, so I'm not going to focus on that right now. I think what's happening is my computer's getting a little stressed out. I'm on not so powerful internet and I'm doing all these things. So I think it's doing something weird with my exports, but I'll check that out later. Of course, while you go live, things go wrong, of course. All right, so I also have the option to arch this text or use it straight. So I'm going to see what it looks like either way. And I'm going to put my happy birthday text. Delete the layer underneath. And it's doing the same thing here. I know the outside of this does not have an image, but I'm just going to do this to get rid of it right now. It's using the magic wand tool. All right, so I have my happy birthday arched, and then I also have happy birthday straight across. But in order for me to show that to you, I have to change all of them to the straight across. 1, 2, and 3. All right, and here is where I feel like it does make a difference to have that white around the happy birthday. So I'm going to copy the layer style from here, paste it here. Boom. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Oh, we forgot to change Angela in the background. So photo 1. And we're kind of cheating, putting 2 images in here. Nope, I can't just turn the eyeball off. I have to delete it. And this is why I did a save as, because once I start changing the graphics, I no longer wanted that to be called the orange and blue. And I'm going to make her a little bit smaller so we can see some of those other details. And now all we have to do is change out the background here. And of course, we have a background ready to go. Delete the previous layer. Control S, Control W, and now give it a moment to update that save. And then I'm going to get rid of the pattern here. And you can see what it looks like with the holographic. You can also add the glitter there if you want to. I am going to make it a solid color. And then what I need to do here too, I need to remove the effects from here. Boom. And let me see if I have a cool pattern I want to put here. I can put chevron. Let me turn the pattern on. But you can put whatever pattern you want there. You can create your own pattern. I showed you how to do that. I believe there's a pattern there we created in AI. A pattern here we created in AI with florals. There's another pattern we created in AI with the poppies. So you can get very creative with this. And these are florals, but they're not quite the color that I want. So if I did want to choose that, I could reduce the size there. And I can take, for instance, my color 1. I'll click and drag over it. Then I can use a blend mode called color. And I can use my levels. Now see, I just made a nice little pattern print that didn't match before, automatically match. And then if I want to get crazy with it and I want to fade it from the green to the pink, I'm going to add the green here as well, the green on top. Like we did before, add a layer mask. I'm going to copy this layer style and paste the layer style here so that it has the same blend mode, which was the color blend mode. But on this layer mask, I'm going to use my paintbrush tool here and I'm going to paint where I want the pink to come through. And if I did a little too much pink, I can go back with the white. And let's say I want a little more green here. I can build the green in here by bringing it back with the white. All right, so that's it. Let's check out our folder. First, I told you all to make sure that this was turned off, and I didn't check. Generator plugins, it was turned on, so that's why it's going to be moving a little slower. But now let's go to our 330, which is our cake topper file. You see how I was making stuff inside of that folder? I love catching it making stuff. Like, I feel like I'm sneaking up on it. Look at that. All my little pieces ready to cut. Little design ready to go. And saying base circle, did I not change that design back there? All right, and then for main circle, I'm just going to make that just be a black circle. Or if I wanted color, I can grab my colors from here. I'll click and drag it down to the bottom. Make sure that the blend mode is on normal. And then I can make it either the pink or the green. I think I'll do the green since the outside here is green already. It'll match the front of the design. And then when I go to my folder, boom, got my full green circle. Did that make sense, y'all? So just because I was talking, I know it took a little more time. But literally, and I'm going to clean up here because I shouldn't be seeing any of this color here. I'm going to fix that. But ideally, we go to this crown here. And I can see how my green isn't pulled all the way out there. Boom. All right, and same thing here for my A. My green color is showing up a little short for my A. Right here. I'm gonna clean that up. And this is ready to print. All right, so I am way over class time, but I told you all I would show you one more thing. Let me check off my list. We did the 9-year Angela design flip. We did a cake topper design. Yes. We did a cake topper mock-up. Yes. I told you I would show you Angela into a book and Angela into a song. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to wrap up, y'all, because we did a lot. Okay. In the meanwhile, I hope you took advantage of me taking all of the classes down to $10. All you have to do is put in this page right here for the one-on-one Shopify page. So this is our where everything lies. And then I want to show you something too. When you go to this page, this isn't all of our classes. These are just our most recent classes. This is the last 8 weeks of classes. So you get to see what we do every single week. All right, so if you scroll down, you'll also see that we have Photoshop templates. And if you scroll down, scroll up a little bit, it says templates, please. You can click on there. And there you'll find even more templates. More templates. We have a total of 230 Photoshop templates. And then we have a total of 93 AI classes. So if you want to see all the AI classes, scroll down a little further and it'll say shop all the AI classes. And you have even more classes here. And you can show, I think it shows by default 12 at a time. You can show 48 at a time and you would still be scrolling for days. All right, so we don't play about AI and we don't play about Photoshop. I came up with a motto the other night in class. Y'all tell me if y'all like it. I said, don't play with it, get paid with it. So a lot of us are out here like designing for fun, which is great, but don't play with it, get paid with it. You can still have fun doing it, but don't play with it. Do what it was meant to do, which is to earn you money by doing something that you love to do. All right. So I'm going to show you the storybook, but I want to show you where that class is. If you're looking for the classes that we did in full. So I did show you all a lot of what we did, but not everything because it's impossible because each of these classes are an hour-long class. So the cake topper class, that was just this week. Y'all can get that for $10. This one right here was really fun. We did a photo shoot. And did y'all see the video that I turned into a photo shoot for that? I believe I have to show y'all that one. I had fun with that one. I'm going to stop my screen share and share it again because this time I will have to share screen. Okay, so I'm going to stop the screen and then I'm going to share it again. And this time I am going to turn on the audio. share my audio. Boom. So if you go to N8 Academy and you scroll down here, all right, so I want to show you all this project. And I'm going to start it from the beginning so you all see how we develop this. If I show you that we have been developing this for the past almost 30 days now, all of the elements that go to everything that I showed you tonight. All right, so hold on. I'm going to hide that. And I don't know if you all can hear this. So were y'all able to hear the audio there? I don't know if y'all can hear it. Let's go to the beginning. Y'all can hear? Okay, let's go. Oh, y'all not seeing my screen share. I'm just over here bopping. I told y'all, anytime y'all see my big head and not my screen, please tell me. Hold on, y'all. I'm over here just having fun all by myself. I will let y'all in on the fun, okay? Here we go. I think you can see my screen now.
Like Cinderella's flame, turn my rags into riches. Now they know my name. Under the sea, Ariel told me to sing. Even when the waves crash, I still wear my ring. I'm not waiting on a star to shine. I make my wishes, the throne is mine. Crown on me, I'm the queen of the scene. Every step I take, I'm living the dream. Crown on me, can't you see what I mean? This is my kingdom.
Wait a minute. So this whole time you couldn't hear? You hear it? Okay. I just want to make sure because otherwise y'all was hearing me sing and that ain't worth it at this point. I'm gonna
supreme. Tiana said hustle, so I built my own vibe. Jasmine took me flying on a magic carpet ride. Elsa froze a fear, now the cold doesn't bite. Moana sailed the ocean, chasing her own light. I'm not waiting on a star to shine. I'll make my wishes, the throne is mine. Crown on me, I'm the queen of the sea. Queen of the sea.
All right, y'all. So I just wanted to show you the power of AI and that just by understanding the process and a workflow and a lot of the things that we have already done and I've already taught you, that you have the skills to pay the bills. So I want you to think of these videos as videos that you can do. They're literally music videos. We create the music, we create the videos. These are things that you all are going to be able to sell with your party packages, right? You could say, hey, I could do your intro video, right? So let's say that this is a bar mitzvah, this is a sweet 16, this is even like a first, this is my first rodeo or whatever, if that's the theme. Imagine having all this imagery where this person did not have to do this photo shoot. This person did not have to do any of these costume changes, but we have a whole video with her as the queen of the scene, right? Like, even though she's princess, she's the queen of the scene. And the song is even about that, okay? It's even talking about how the different princesses have inspired her. Ariel taught her to sing. Tiana told her to make her own way, right? So it's, no, Tiana told her to hustle, right? So it's basically weaving those things into the project. So we're not like infringing, like we're sitting out here making a Disney production. No, we didn't do that. But we creatively wove it into what that person would be really proud to come out on stage of and have their own thing. Like, this is their song, right? So I'm going to show you a couple projects. I told you I would show you how to make a storybook, right? Whew, we've been going long and strong tonight. Long and strong. All right, let's show the storybook. We're going to do Gemini for this. And I'm going to do Gemini, and I'm going to show you how to make the song. And then I'm going to BED, bed. All right. That's what it is right now. Crown on me. Yeah, I've been making up these songs, and these songs are literally stuck in my head. They are stuck in my head, y'all. All right, so the first thing that I used was a custom GPT. Why? Because I could just go to Gemini, all right, and I could go to Storybook. I'll put that in the chat, give y'all that link. All right, so give y'all the Storybook link. That's where you go. You can just type in anything. You could tell it that I want a story about Angela, who is turning 9. And she is having a Wicked theme party, pink and green. Now, what I would suggest you do is just at least upload a picture of your person, just so that they understand what she looks like. Sometimes you'll describe it and it won't adhere as much. So let me go and find Angela. Let me see, large icons. I wanted Angela where she wasn't quite in her costumes just yet. That's fine. I'll give that one because that doesn't have to be a costume. That can just be her in a formal dress. All right, so boom. I want to give it something where she has no kind of Wicked theme outfit on. Yes, she's wearing pink here, but I told him the theme is pink and green. So I'm going to see what it does. It's going to create a book right now. All right. And then I want to show you something else where I use a custom GPT to help me plan out. And I will give you that custom GPT for free as soon as it loads up for me. All right, so I'm copying that link and I'm sharing it in the chat here. And then I'm also going to go to that same GPT. And I'm going to talk to it. I am writing a Google Gemini storybook about Angela. It's her birthday. She's turning 9 years old. And for her 9th birthday, she wants to do a defying gravity theme. So this is supposed to be empowering, yet elegant, beautiful, and playful. So I want it to be pink and green themed. And I want her to be presented as both Elphaba and Glinda. So she'll have both of those costume changes. And I want to make sure that this story is like adventurous and compelling, and it's something that she can have as a keepsake, because at the end of this, I want her to want to not only keep that book, but I want her to want each of those pages of the book made into posters so that she can have a full, experience in her room. When we're done with this, she can keep her standees, she can keep her props, she can keep those, the oversized book that we do and turn those into posters in her room. Like, this is also going to double, because I want to make sure that parents know when they spend this money with me, these props will also be able to double as her room decor. All right, so just show me what you got. Keisha, yes, we do classes every single Tuesday and Wednesday. So Tuesday, so we have an AI club. I don't know if y'all know this. So if you're not quite ready for Photoshop and you just want to get into AI, we do AI classes like this every single Tuesday. So we have an AI club. It's only $27 a month, which is less than $1 per day. And we literally, the projects that I'm doing now are projects that we do in the class. And I will say it's beginner friendly to the extent that I am I'm working with people who've never done this before, and I'm working with people who've been with me for 5 years, and everybody gets something done in class. Everybody gets something accomplished in class. So I am very much a beginner's teacher. I love newbies. All right, so, okay, so boom, boom, boom. Define gravity theme, Angela's likeness, visual style. Okay, so now it's asking me questions. Do you want Angela illustrated to look like herself, like with her real hair and skin tone features, or more like a stylized Fairytale version, like a Disney Pixar like? So I'm going to say I want her Pixar style like. And I'm going to say represent. I already know how this goes, but represent Angela's two characters as twins. And then visual mood, I want it to be sparkly because I do have some glitter. Angela is both elfable and Glinda, elegant, empowering, playful. Okay, so we got it. It got all of that. Now I can also upload a picture of Angela here. Now, because I already have my images done, I'll show you what that result looks like. Oops, those are videos. And I want to use the same image just so that we're fair here. Angela's wickedly wonderful birthday. Look, Angela done switched up. That's not Angela anymore. But it went back, and I've actually been seeing that happen a little bit. But this is a good story. Okay, maybe that's her friend. They mixed Maya and Angela up because that's supposed to be Angela in her bed. No, that's not even Maya. They just put the wrong character there. Now, here's the thing. The way that this book works, you can't just change like a little part of it. It will basically rewrite the book. So this is what I do. I take pieces of it. It just generated 10 AI images that 9 of them are ready to go. The only one that wasn't was her sitting in the bed. So I would probably rework that book. If I like the words here, great. Now, I just created this book. As long as I don't have to change anything about it, this book is ready to go. Now, I could say something like, hey, that's not Angela on page number 1. Page 1. I'm going to say on page 1, that does not look like Angela. All right. And like I said, unfortunately, it won't give a entirely, it won't tweak it like you want. It's not at that stage of the development, but it'll make a new book, and hopefully it gets it right this time. And like I said, if you could take this and take the elements of it, I showed y'all how to do that in the AI class. I showed y'all how to download each of the images and download it as a PDF so that you can break it down. You can put it into Canva and sell it as an editable book. So yes, it has a suggestion of the story, but then, you know, mom or dad or grandma can go in there and type in whatever they want for that text. Okay. All right. So if y'all want to do I'll tell you what, and here's the thing, if y'all join the AI class, the AI membership, like I said, it's only $27. I promise I will unlock the last 4 classes that we did. So you can basically watch those classes this weekend, binge watch those classes this weekend, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to be in the live class. All right. Does it delete the first book? No, it does not. So it is here. And then this is the second book. See how it changes it up a little bit? And now that's Angela. And it is similar. So I'm actually okay with this. I'm trying to figure out what it's spelling right there, but okay. Okay, so it was a small enough change where it didn't, and it may have changed the words because I'm not looking at the words right now, but this is perfect. This one's ready to go. This one's ready to turn to my client. Guess what else I can do?
Angela's wickedly wonderful birthday. Angela woke up with a fizz of excitement. Today was her 9th birthday. She leaped out of bed.
Downstairs, her mom was putting the finishing touches on.
It's perfect, Angela
You hear it
gasped.
reading?
Her mom smiled and handed her a box. Time to get into your costume, my dear. Inside was the most beautiful dress Angela had ever seen. It was a frothy, sparkly pink gown.
All right, so let me pause it. Then I can go right click, save image as. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. So this is Angela, and this was the Gemini. And I'll call this storybook illustration. So I can boom that, and then I just put whatever page number it is. So for instance, that is page number 3. Right click, save image as. And just save it as page 3. All right, so now I have that image. I could go through all the pages and download the images. I can download the whole book as a PDF. And then if you all know how to break down PDFs, you already know PDFs have text, PDFs have images. And then you can rework this into another flipbook application, or you can rework this into a simple Canva document. All right, you can pull this into Photoshop. Now I have all of these as posters, and I'm ready to take this to the next level and turn this into party favors, backdrops, banners, decor, whatever I need to see from this. Now I want to show one more variation here. It's going to try to print that as a PDF. It just takes a long time because it is a lot of information. So now I have my storybook prompt. I'm going to copy this code, go back to Gemini. And this time I'm going to do a fresh new prompt here for the storybook. I'm going to put this prompt in there that my custom GPT did. I'm going to add in upload file here. So I'm still going to do that reference photo, same reference photo. And see if it gets what I was telling it that I wanted it to be, kind of like more intricate, where it tells a story of identity and becoming 9 years old and being creative and maybe misunderstood, but you know, someone that has all this fire in you, and you're finding yourself, and you're defying gravity, you're defying the limitations that people try to put onto you. Maybe it gets all of that, and maybe it just makes a cool storybook. I don't know if it's going to be that deep, but I wanted it to be that deep. That's why I used the custom GPT, because I wanted to tell it some context of what I imagined for the story, but I didn't know how to word all of that stuff, right? So the custom GPT helps me figure that out and put it into a good prompt and a good words. So it's creating over here. And let's see what we end up with. And it did my twinning thing. Beautiful. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm clicking on the wrong side. Okay. Okay, she got the green and the pink. Let's go. All right. All right, now I have to read through it to make sure it actually wrote something that I wanted. But it did get the theme that I was talking about. And I think that is very interesting, that I can use ChatGPT. And this is a custom GPT. So it's built to help you make it's called the Storybook Genie. And it's built to help take your ideas and build them into the storybook prompt, so that you don't have to think of what to tell Gemini. All right, so we use a little GPT. I mean, we use a little AI for the AI for the AI. Right? This girl right here is AI, right? Our model is AI. Angela is AI. Then we took Angela and put her into a costume that's AI. Y'all don't hear me though. So AI 90, we created Angela on day 1 of our challenge because she was our avatar, our little model, right? Then on day 2, no, this was the next week. So the following week, we turned her into several different princesses. We put different gowns on her. That's where the Crown on Me video came from. All of those different variations of the princesses that she became. That was a class. Don't believe me? Just watch. That was a class, AI 92. So what I'm doing is I'm showing you how all of this stuff we learn every single week. We don't play with it. We get paid with it. So I just want you to see how we were basically building on all of this. We created our digital assets. We created a whole clip art pack that goes with her theme, right? So now that clip art pack can be used for her invitations and banners and backdrops and things. Then we took all of that and created this wonderful t-shirt compilation that I just showed you. Then those things break down and now make her cake topper. And now that cake topper is in AI as a custom cake. I mean, come on. How many if y'all are doing this every week already? First of all, let me just commend you, because this is a lot. This is a lot for me. So I know that this is a lot. How many of us are creating this often in any given week with direction, with clarity, with a purpose, not just making AI twins and don't know how that's going to make you money? Make a cute AI artwork and you don't know how you're going to sell it. Most of us are out there playing with copywritten stuff and know for a fact we can't sell it. Or if we do, we're going to get our Etsy stores and our Shopify stores shut down. If you're not doing it by yourself, come on over to Death Row Records, okay? Come on over here with us. We're doing this every single week, even if you think you're just doing it for fun, because we're going to have some fun. But at the same time, you're building your portfolio. This is work. This is how you are building. This is building my portfolio. People ask me to design them stuff all the time, make their t-shirts all the time, just because they see me making templates for you all. I don't even make stuff anymore. I do this purely digitally. I teach and I design digital. And every now and then I do projects that I want to do. That's it. Because I really want to see them come to life. And I know nobody going to bring them to life better than me. That's it. All right. So come on over here. Here, I will give you, I thought I gave you the page. I think I closed it out, y'all. Hold on. Let me grab this little membership page again. I thought it went there. Oh, I know where it was. It was on a different browser, and I closed that browser down. I sure did. Okay. Now, if you want to do Photoshop and AI with us, join the gold, because you get AI and you get the live Photoshop classes. But look, I said if you don't start anywhere but just right now with the AI, you're still going to be winning. It's only $27. You get a live AI class. And I already have AI 90 in there ready for you. AI 92s in there ready for you. 89s ready for you. I'll go ahead and give you 93, which is the one we just did this week too. All right. So just go ahead, hit invest in that plan. Join the AI Creatives Club. And I promise you, you will be busy every single week. And then when you're ready to get on this Photoshop work, come on over to this side of Death Row Records. We got another side, okay? And we don't play with it. We get paid with it. So whatever if you paying your $19.99 for your a month for your Photoshop subscription, you gonna get your work's worth, okay? So it's up to you whether you want to do Photoshop or AI. If you're ready to jump into Photoshop, you do not have to have Photoshop experience at all, okay? I have one little mini class that shows you how to set up your screens and everything to make sure that that you're optimal for being in our class. But I have first-time beginners, and I have people that I've been teaching for 5 years. Yeah, we've been doing this 5 years, y'all. All right. Let's see here. I want to give a shout out to homework. Let me see who did their homework. I want to shout out. I said I was going to show y'all the song. Okay, so I'll do that. But I'm still going to shout out first while I'm here. Oh, the way I see the shout outs is I have to go to mentions. So in order for you to post on the Innate Academy page, you got to go to mentions. Let's see what Coach Nancy did. All right. I love it, love it, love it. And Coach Nancy be making this stuff for real now. That's why I say y'all ask Coach Nancy how to physically make this stuff now. I'll make it look pretty on a mock-up all day. But your girl is in digital mode. I like to float around the world with my laptop. I got all the equipment in the world and still want to be strictly online. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Great job, Coach Nancy. Okay, Tracy, you better tell them. You better show them. I love it. Look, my C2Q, y'all know what it do. Y'all know what it do. Oh, AI photo restoration. If y'all want to learn AI photo restoration in a future class, put restore in the chat. And then that way I can go back and see how many people put restore. The link is not working for you, my love. Let me see. Let me see if I can give it directly to you then. Try this link. And it may, hold on. Let me see if I can find a shortcut version for you. Give me just a second. I'll do that. I'll find a shortcut version for you. Innate Academy. Okay, so y'all are interested in learning to restore. All right. Yeah, I think I'm weighing this site down. I'm using this web hosting service called Podia that is meant for teaching, but I have over 500 classes on here that lets you know how serious I've been working for the past 5 years. Yeah, 500 classes on here. You heard that right. Which some of you have been to almost all 500 classes for the past 5 years, right? So just letting you know that some of these platforms can't even handle how much work we've been doing. So hold on. Why isn't it putting this in here? Well, hold on just a moment, y'all. I'm going to do my best to pull this up to the direct page to see why it's not working for you. Okay, let me try this one more time. Let's see. It is working on for me. Let me see why it's not working for you. Is anyone else having problems with getting to the memberships? Let's see if I can find it for you. And then if you all have any questions, let me know. Things that you want to learn, let me know. And I'm looking specifically for the memberships here. So this one should work. Oh, it might not work because you're on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook sometimes puts its own little tag at the end of it. Try that one. And let me know if that works. Yeah, because Facebook even said an error occurred. Wait a moment and then try again. So I think it's a Facebook thing. But what you can do, you can message me on Facebook. Message us at the business page that's scrolling down at the bottom down there. And it's facebook.com/Innate Academy with a 1 at the end. And just message me that you're interested in the membership and I'll send you the direct link there. Okay. All right. And like I said, if y'all sign up tonight, then I'll give you this week's class for free. So don't go buy this week's class for AI. Just go, if you sign up for Photoshop, same thing. If you sign up for Photoshop, then I'll give you you'll get the AI class is automatically built into the Photoshop membership. So you get AI plus Photoshop, plus I'll give you the templates from this week and the classes from this week for the free $99. All right, so one more thing, I'm going to show y'all how to do these songs, and then we're going to log off, y'all, because this has been a 3-hour master class, and I've seen only 3 people drop off. So just because of that, I'm going to reward you with some more work, if that sounds right. All right, so next, I'm going to take you to a website to make songs. All right. So this is called suno.com. I'm going to drop it in the chat for you. All right. And what you can do is you can create a song here. Now, what I do is I actually go to ChatGPT and then have it help me create a song, because it can put it into better words than I can. So I'm going to make a new chat here, and I'm going to talk to it. I want to create a custom birthday song for Angela. She's turning 9 years old, and she's going to do a big reveal with a huge stage, a huge production build out, and it's going to have a video. And for that video, I want to make sure that I can make a really nice music video that would also be a keepsake for her, would be a great stage imagery for her to come out to and introduce herself to her audience. So for this 9th birthday, the theme is a Wicked theme. It's going to be pink and green, and the title of the theme of her event is Defying Gravity. So I want to make sure that the song has that tied into it. And I'm creating this in Suno. So I want to make sure that you give me a prompt that I can easily put into Suno. I want to go for an Afro beats kind of vibe. So give me something that I could give to Suno for that. Drop the AI class. Yes, absolutely. Let me do that. So this has all of the memberships there. Let me know if it takes you there. And I'm going to click on it here just to show you where it takes you to. Oops. She's breaking free. 9 years old. Wild as the sea. Angela. All right. So if you scroll here, these are the memberships that are available right now. All right, so let me see what's happening with my Afrobeat song here. I'm going to copy this. I'm not even going to read it right here. I'm just going to copy it, paste it. All right, Afrobeat celebration song with bright percussion, rhythmic guitar, and uplifting horns. I would not describe it like that. Catchy, danceable groove with an empowering and magical feel. Vocals in a joyful Afro pop style, singing about Angela turning 9, shining on her birthday stage, and embracing her defying gravity theme. A lyric should reference her pink and green birthday colors, her big reveal moment, and the excitement of the crowd cheering. No, I don't want the lyrics to address that. I'm going to take that out. All right, now I am going to say it's inspired by Elphaba and Glenda's friendship. And adventures. The mood should be energetic, inspirational, and playful, like a grand birthday anthem. Blend the Afro fusion beats with a cinematic uplifting chorus that feels like an introduction to a show. All right, let's see what it's going to do. Now, it may be too long here. Let me see. Description is too long. You would think if it was too long, it would tell you it's too long. So I'm going to put this back in the chat GPT. And I'm going to say, condense this to 500 characters. All right. And let's see what that does. Now, ChatGPT can also write your lyrics, but I like the lyrics that Suno writes better. All right, now we can create. Now let's see how long it takes. And while it's doing that, I'm going to show you one that I did before for Angela. I also did Crown on Me for Angela. This is where that came from, okay? But that was the one where I did where she was turning into different Disney princesses. Y'all hear that?
Angela spins in her ruby red shoes. Her laughter jumps like the island blues. Under the mango moon so high.
Awesome.
She's touching
Let's
stars
go.
in the velvet sky. Defying gravity, she's breaking free. 9 years young, wild as the sea.
I told her for this one, I wanted Angela to be like Caribbean, so that's why I was referencing the sea and stuff. And you could go in, if you have a certain account, you can go in, change the lyrics. You can remix it. You could tell it to add different instruments that if it didn't add it. But just off the rip, can you see yourself making some money with this? I hope so. I sure hope so. All right, so let's see. What does it say?
Drums are calling, the beats alive. Angela's mine, she's here to thrive. Spotlight spinning, a dazzling show.
And then what it'll do, it'll give you that same or similar song with a different kind of sound and flair to it, so you can decide which direction you want. All right, so, and I can show y'all so many ways to be able to use this for memorial. Y'all want me to show you how I made myself cry the other day? Listen, I'm just gonna be transparent. So what I was doing was I wanted to be motivated, and I couldn't think of the right music to be motivated. I said, you know what? Let me make my own motivational music. Let me make music that I feel like my dad is talking to me, because my dad passed away in 2010 when I was only 26 years old. But when I tell you that is the most brilliant person I've ever met in my life, he raised us by himself as a single black dad, worked corrections, quit his business in graphics so that he could instill in us how to be entrepreneurs. And then finally, a year before he passed away, or actually 2 years before he passed away, we finally started an official graphics business together, and he was getting ready to retire from his work. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to continue that on this earthly realm. But when I tell you, y'all hear about my daddy, he's our daddy basically, right? I tell you his principles all the time, because it amazes me how much I actually grew up learning and living the stuff that these mentors are charging $155,000 for. And I know for a fact, because I paid it. And I was like, wait a minute, this sounds just like the stuff my dad taught me when I was a little girl, and I was rolling my eyes. Crazy, right? Anyhow, we're not going to go there, Daddy. I'm not going to tell them all the ways that you were right and I was wrong. This isn't that platform, okay? But I will give you credit where it's due. But I even went and I created, oh man, I don't even want to, some of these songs I'm like embarrassed. All right, so I'll play one of these.
Shanon, my child, my river flows in you. Name for the water strong.
So anyways, I can go and let you hear that. But this was we used to listen to Lady Smith Black Mambazo, and The Lion Sleeps Tonight, the Weemaway or whatever, but it was Mbwe is the actual words. And I remember him teaching me about the culture of the song and the meaning and that sort of thing. And he would make me look stuff. Everything was look it up, Shannon. Like he would give me no answers. His answer was always look it up. And he bought these encyclopedias and he bought me a computer when nobody else had computers. I mean, adults didn't have computers at the time. And it was this big back computer that he swore to me all the answers were on the internet or were going to be on the internet. And I promise you, I had a visionary of a parent. I had someone who invested so much thought and so much forethought into me that maybe I don't see somehow how that has shaped me to this day. So that's why I love sharing it with you all, because I feel like I get to share my dad with you all. I get to share his legacy. I get to create my own legacy. So anyways, while I was creating, I was going through this whole just mental restoration of how I want to revamp the academy, how I want to reshape some things that have happened in my life. I want to take control of and be like, no, I'm not a victim. I know this stuff happened, but it's time for me to lock in. And all of that, I was like, you know what? Let me write a song from my dad to me. And I just wanted to be instant so I could just start listening to it and get on my groove. I didn't want to write the song because I knew that would take too much creative energy. Then I wouldn't have the creative energy to do the projects I was supposed to do, right? Because, you know, we get caught up in this cycle of projects. So I literally like told it some information like, hey, my mom left when I was 4 years old. My dad taught me these important lessons about mediocrity. Mediocrity is the only fear in life. Like, don't fear anything but mediocrity. He taught me, you know, basically to be innovative and to use that as my inspiration and my spark, and to help people from my overflow and not to help people from an empty cup, y'all, or even a halfway filled cup. Even though I saw him fill a lot of people's cup with his halfway filled cup, I know this, that he was teaching me that for a purpose. So I said, you know, make a song with those lessons in it and whatnot. I was in here boo-hoo crying, y'all. Because I also, at some point in time, I was like, well, tell him to sing directly to me. And I told him what the meaning of my name was. And the meaning of my name was Shannon. And I was named after the Shenandoah River. I don't even know where the river is. I just remember him telling me these stories. He was like, I named you Shannon with one N. So people would always have to go back and check. And it would make you memorable. And it would make it something that people would always have to look twice at you. And I was like, okay, so Shannon with one N. They call me Sharon most times because it's not something that they think of. But when I say Shannon with one N, it makes people stop. That's different. That's odd. That's original. So that's how I literally came about onto this planet. So anyhow, just wanted y'all to know, like I did, Lord, let's see some of these. Now, let me see one of these. Yeah, ballads. Back and it was inspiring me and have answers behind me.
4 years old, she walked away. He held my hand, said we'd be okay. A man of steel in a uniform gray. He gave up his dreams to build mine. Told me, shine, girl, you gotta.
I gotta shine. I gotta shine now, right? I gotta
shine. Mediocrity's the only thing to fear. Pain fades, but your legacy stays clear. Build it strong, build it high.
He used to tell me, pain fades, but victory is forever. Your legacy is forever as long as you push through the pain. Anyways, I'm not finna sit here and cry on this thing with y'all on this live, but I'm just letting you know, what if you could make memorial songs for that PowerPoint that they normally do. And don't do no PowerPoint, because now y'all know how to use CapCut and even just Canva to weave these beautiful images together. You know how to make the images come to life, because we show you that with the AI class. What else do you need to make money? Come on. What else do you need? You got it. You have it all, number one, within you. Let me just be clear. You don't need none of this external stuff. These are all tools. You have it all embedded inside of you. But what do you need to stop being shy about your gift? To show it off, to put it out there for the world. And even if it does receive some criticism, that criticism is only meant to make you better. Baby, if somebody criticizes you, they trust that you can do better. Because why would I tell you something about yourself? Why would I waste my time and energy? Why would I be that slow if I don't think you could do something about it and you could be better? So take even a conflict or criticism as something you could do to be better. What's that? Miss Kitty, you said the link's not working for you, love. Let me see. Let me post it. For the AI. I'm going to put it up on the screen there for this one. Try that. And I think I can try one more link that'll go directly to that one. But let me know if that one works, love. If that doesn't work, let me. Oh, yeah, Facebook is tripping. If you're on the Facebook side, no, you're on the YouTube side. Let me know if that works for you. You may just have to type it in. All right, so while I'm over here sweating this stuff, like I said, this stuff, and then I'm over here making up themes for Innate Academy. Oh gosh, we're about to blow up even further. Anyways, let's see. Oh, we already showed Angela. Let's see. I did one for, and this is how I made Circle of Caleb. Hold on, y'all.
Under the sun so bold, so high, a lion's roar cracks the sky. Why? Caleb loves his tiny cry.
Birthday party. Imagine him coming out like Simba.
Caleb, 1 year old, heart of gold, your story told. Circle of Caleb, round and round, roots in the earth where love is found. Elephant drums, stomp,
Come on, how much
zebra stripes run all around. Caleb smiles.
Capella sound.
The journey starts with tiny feet, a rhythm while a life to me. Oh, Caleb, 1 year old, heart of gold, your story told. Circle of Caleb.
Oh, Circle of Caleb. Anyways, and you can, if you really are into writing lyrics, you can make this even more profound. I'm not aiming to take my mental energy and drive it that way, but will I use this to create a project like you saw before? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And that's why I said our AI classes, I'm going to be showing you how to now take that storybook, show you how to take that storybook we just created, and then make a music video. Okay. All right. So anybody else need help tonight? Because y'all, we've been on for a long time. I don't mind it. I had fun. It is actually way past time. I'm over here sweating all, y'all. Probably because I was getting all emotional, listening to my little stories and my little, well, my stories and my songs. But I want y'all to do that. Put in a song. Say, I don't know. Let me see if I can just tell you what I put in the prompt. I put in the prompt that, hey, this is a song from a father to a daughter. This is what he sacrificed. This is what she achieved. She got her PhD because of him and wanted to honor everything that he poured into not just her, but the world. It just like putting that into a format where now it can spit out some content that actually touches you. And if you can create something that touches you and you know that that is AI, then you think that these customers are going to care that it's AI and only took you 2 minutes to make it? If it can make them cry, if it can make their stage moment go crazy, come on. Anyways, I done showed y'all so much tonight. I can't wait to see my newbies in the AI room. If you had any trouble, I tell you what, I'll go to I have a Facebook and I have an Instagram. You go to either one of those and DM me on my Facebook or my Instagram, and I'll make sure that you get the link and that you get signed up tonight so you get those bonus classes, okay? All right, my loves. So I had fun. Hope y'all had fun too. I'm going to go create a little a cake for this little cake topper like we did earlier today. For those of y'all who put Friday in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and upload the files, the little PNGs that we made for tonight, into the back end of that class. Y'all are free to download them, use them as your, social media posts, use them in emails, tell people that, hey, I can make stuff like this, even if you're not a member yet. I don't mind, because all it means is that you want to be a member. And it means even more to me because you're willing to put yourself out there in order to earn what you need to earn to be a part of the academy. And I respect that. Okay. So y'all make sure you put Friday under it has to be under the Facebook post or under the Instagram post. It won't work under YouTube, unfortunately. And this is because it's an autoresponder. And if y'all want me to show you how autoresponders work someday, I can show you how that works. It's a part of how the business flows. Okay. All right, my loves. Well, I appreciate you and I love you dearly. And until next time, which we'll see about me next Friday. Bye. Good night, y'all. Mwah.